Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen of the future. Welcome to the time capsule from the first International Cathode Ray Congress of 1934. I'm very excited to be here. I'm your television editor, Edward Rossiter.
You're the host.
What?
They call them hosts, Ned. Television hosts.
I am the host of this televisor recording. We are coming to you straight from the birth of a great industry, ladies and gentlemen. The first International Cathode Ray Congress is a huge success. It's a wonderful scene out there on the Congress floor now. There are over 300 electrical experimenters here, not just from the New York City area, even from France. And, by the way, let me thank the boys at the Pacific Film Archive in San Francisco for storing this time capsule until you can view it. This is the birth of the televisor, but this time capsule will remain sealed until the death of the televisor.
Television, Ned.
What? Television?
That's what they call it now.
Look, kid, I've been covering the televisor industry since Nipkow invented the wheel. If a man has television, he needs a televisor to bring him that vision, doesn't he? I mean, that's pure logic.
I don't make the rules.
Well, I edit 2 magazines, so when it comes to the words, I do make the rules. Look, Bob, we're going to be a little busy here, so why don't you go out to the convention floor, buy us some of the needful. Go out, get us a snootful, if you know what I mean. The first International Cathode Ray Congress has been brought to you by our Street and Jones family of magazines. Great magazines for the whole family. Can you make these mags really big for our viewers, Greta?
A close-up.
Yeah, okay, right. Let's get them close so they can see my latest issues. This is Cathode Experimenter, which I edit, the foremost magazine in the televisor field. And this one is our cultural publication, Amazing Thunder. The star talents of Amazing Thunder are attending the Congress because they are eager to write for television. Just imagine that. At Amazing Thunder, we will bring our own high literary quality to this exciting new means of expression. And a special thanks to the gold sponsor of our Congress, Lucky Gold cigarettes. They're mellow, they're smooth. They're the champagne of the lungs. And this is our Lucky Gold cathode commemorative ashtray, created by modern industrial design. Look how rational this is. It's streamlined, and it's available for a very modest price out at the Lucky Gold booth on the Congress floor. That was quick, Bob.
Things are lively out there.
I hope they don't get as noisy as they did last night. This isn't the brown stuff, is it?
No,
You sure?
I got it from the Californians.
Well, and this is the good stuff. What the heck? All the boys are having such a good time out there with the birth of this industry. Television is a wonderful thing to celebrate in these dark economic times. Cigars for everybody. Just cigars all around. Oh, are we still rolling? Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the future, a cathode experimenter, we saw to it that major experts on television will be with you here today. Our Futurians will be predicting the golden age of television. And, of course, setting the future date for the death of television. Let me check my notes here. Oh yes, besides myself, Ned Rossiter, your host, we have Dr. Borislav Zworykin from the University of Krakow. Dr. Zworykin is a famous Futurian, all the way from Poland. His opening speech here at the Congress was very surprising. The engineers are still talking about it. And our second guest is from the literary side, of course, our favorite writer at Amazing Thunder, Mr. H.P. Lovecraft. Mr. Lovecraft is the leading light of contemporary scientific fiction. This is sure to be a day to remember. How's it going there, Greta? Can we take a little break yet?
No.
Okay, then let's bring on our first guest, Professor Dr. Borislav Zworykin. Congratulations on your keynote speech, Dr. Zworykin.
Thanks.
Your reputation precedes you. People say you're a real wizard of a Futurian.
Yes, I'm futurist. I'm a true futurist.
So, you tell us that television is here to stay for a while.
Yes, at least television is truly here.
That's great news. But how can you know the future?
I read all the experts.
So, you read H.G. Wells. Me too, the great prophet of the future. H.G. Wells and Herbert Spencer, the master of evolution. Uspensky, the Russian scholar on the fourth dimension. Fourth dimension must be very useful for a futurologist. And what is this one? Oswald Spengler. The Decline of the West. This book is in German.
Jawohl.
Why do you read Oswald Spengler?
The future is where we go to die.
Really?
Yes, everyone. All civilization.
Well, I guess that brings us directly to the point here, the eulogy for the death of television. So, Dr. Zworykin, tell us the future. When will television die?
February 18, 2009.
Really? You're sure about that? That's an awfully specific prediction, isn't it?
It must happen. There is no alternative.
Look, Doctor, we have a new German color televisor here. It's very advanced. When do you think color television will reach the American home?
1954.
And how about two-way television, like with the telephone?
That idea does not work.
No?
Nada.
How about three-dimensional television, 3D TV?
No, never. Forget it.
But
There is no hope.
Dr. Zworykin, in your keynote speech, you said that a giant electronic brain would arise and that it will absorb television. A giant world network to hold all of human knowledge, something like the famous H.G. Wells' world brain.
Wells is correct. That development is certain.
But how can you know that? Nicholas Negroponte. I've never heard of him. I've never heard of this Alvin Toffler either.
These futurists are not born yet.
You're a futurist who studies future futurists?
Of course I do. I read all them. They are brilliant.
How is that possible? Look, I wasn't born yesterday, pal. Dr. Zworykin. If that's your real name, I put it to you that you are a charlatan, a fake, Futurian my eye. Get the heck out of here. Get lost, you huckster. Take a powder. That's right. Take your junk with you, you big fraud. I ought to have you arrested. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, our young industry is completely haunted by these fly-by-night characters. The nerve of that big phony. I can't believe it. I bet he's not even Polish. Is Lovecraft ready yet?
No.
I tell you what, Greta, we got some time here. Why don't you come onto the set yourself?
No.
But you're our technical expert. You can operate this full-color German television.
No.
You worked with Fritz Lang on the set of Metropolis. That must be a great story to tell the future about. I bet Fritz really loves his life in Hollywood right now.
No.
Oh, come on. Don't be shy. You're almost as gorgeous as Leni Riefenstahl.
No.
You're not afraid, are you? Oh, you big crybaby. Look, Dr. Goebbels is spending millions of Reichsmarks on television. The future for German television is tremendous. They've even got rockets with television. They've got everything. It was very sweet of you to agree to come by, Mrs. Lovecraft. This is Sonia Green Lovecraft, ladies and gentlemen, the wife of the famous author.
Howard insisted that I read his predictions to you.
That's a very nice hat.
Oh, thank you. I made it myself, you know.
No kidding.
Yes, I'm a hat maker. I have my own shop in New York City. I'm also a writer like my husband. I'm a member of the American Amateur Press Association.
I'm sorry to hear that your husband took ill at the Congress.
Crowds always upset Howard. Crowds and cold air.
He didn't drink any of that brown stuff, did he?
Lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine.
So, can you tell us something? What does Mr. H.P. Lovecraft predict for us about the future of television?
That it's not that which can eternal lie, and in strange eons even death may die.
Fascinating. So basically he's saying television doesn't really die. It's eaten alive by something even weirder?
I think so, yes. He's so enthusiastic. Listen to this forecast. The craft of cosmic horror will thrive in the twilight zone of the outer limits.
That does sound good.
I predict that television will be the monstrous offspring of cinema. Television will ooze from the center of all chaos, invading homes through its spectral gibbering screens. When the cathode ray shines everywhere, bringing its torrent of mongrelized debasement, mankind will flee from the light of science to embrace the peace and safety of a new dark age.
Peace and safety, eh? Howard predicts peace and safety for us.
Yes, he does. My husband is a visionary, you know. It's a shame that Hugo Gernsback never pays him for those weird tales. Howard worked so hard on those. Oh, we couldn't. I mean, Howard never delivered that speech.
It's taxi fare. Do you mind if I smoke?
Yes.
So, does Howard have any predictions for us about the death of television? February 18, 2009. I think I'll keep this if you don't mind. There might be something publishable here.
No, thank you, Mr. Editor.
Standard industry rates, 2 cents a word. All right, 2.5 cents.
May I please go now?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the future, we seem to have reached a consensus here. February 18, 2009. And you know what? I don't believe one word of that. Why? Because I've been in the electronic business a long time. So I know that just a few talented people with a good idea up at the snow line can give one good shout, one good push, and a tremendous avalanche will sweep down the mountainside, smashing every obstacle in its path. That is technical progress. And I'm proud to say that after this Congress, I know here in my heart that progress is the fate of humanity. And I hope that you find people in the future looking back on us from your 21st century in your unisex suits with all your flying cars and robots. When you finally open this time capsule, you will look each other right in the eye and you will think kindly about us because we are your own ancestors. And you will ask, are we just like them, like those people in our archives? And I'm sure the answer is, yes, indeed you are.